All right. Hey. Welcome
Mm-hmm.
back. Got my friend right here, Trenton Hale. This dude is a two-time author. Before we get into it, just advertise yourself, Trenton. Explain your books, make people want to buy them. What you
Yeah.
got?
All right. My first book is called The Failed Idea: How Socialism Fails in Theory and in Practice. It's basically a big collection of essays about why socialism fails, both theoretical arguments and then historical arguments against it. It's divided into three parts: the theoretical arguments against it, the historical examples like Soviet Union, China, North Korea, those countries, and then the third section is all about like myths like universal healthcare, universal education, that kind of stuff. And then my second book is called Freedom for All: How a Libertarian Society Would Function. It's basically just a very small book about the functions of like how libertarianism will work, which is all about property rights, non-aggression principle, that kind of stuff. It's a very short book, but it goes over a lot of topics, both theoretical and historical.
Okay, pretty good right there.
Yeah.
That's nice. I mean, this guy is just what a legend. Every conversation I have with this dude, it's always something about it's always something deep. When it comes to politics, I go to this guy. All right, this
Yeah.
guy's my political advisor. I wouldn't know a thing about it if it wasn't for him. I mean, every conversation. I'm glad I'm able to bring this conversation here, so that now, like,
Hmm.
bring the conversation, open world. I mean,
Yeah.
it's too good of a conversation to like just keep between us.
Exactly. I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah. And one of the things, and right now, beginning of the year, everyone's got their resolutions. I'm more of a goals and systems kind of guy. I got my goals and I've got my
Yeah.
systems, how to accomplish those goals, break it down into
Uh-huh.
small parts. And what people are going to find out in 2 months, 3 months tops is, they're going to want to quit. The like, I'm going to do this kind of wears off a little bit. The honeymoon phase of the new year's gone.
Going to the gym.
Going to the gym for most people would be
Yes.
going to the gym. Me and Trenton played on our football team, our high school football team for years. So he
Yeah.
knows what it's like to be in the gym. I've been in
Hmm.
the gym for a little over 2 years now. Um, but so what we're talking about today is, what's the difference between quitting versus realizing you're not meant to be something? Like, it's not quitting really if you're like, listen, this is just not my passion. I'm not meant to be an artist. I'm not meant to be a writer. What obviously he's meant to be a writer, but and then but quitting just like you could have been this, but you didn't because you stopped and stuff. And so we're trying to talk about the difference. How do we differentiate between that? And so, right off the bat, I'm just going to ask vaguely, what is the difference between giving up and realizing this isn't what I'm made to do for you?
So what I would difference between quitting and like giving up is like quitting is when you don't put your all your effort into it. You just try like just half your effort, quarter, third quarter, something like that. You're just and you're not putting your full effort into it at all. Whereas like just giving up and realizing this isn't for you is when you're putting it all consistently into it and it just won't work out for whatever reason. That's what I would differ between quitting and realizing is it's not for you.
I think that's pretty smart right there.
Yeah.
If you only, half it, like, you never found out in the first place.
Yeah.
So so actually, you know what? I'm going to uh follow up with that. So what is the difference between like me? So I played basketball back in 8th grade. You remember. I played on the team and
Yes.
other things that got
Mr.
me.
Marshall.
Yeah, that was I. So
That was
little
great.
confessional. Back when I was in 8th grade, I 1v1 our middle school principal, and twice actually, and I lost both times. So
Personally.
that's a little background on me. So so what's the difference between me no longer playing basketball? I stopped playing basketball in 8th grade. I haven't really picked up a ball since, at least competitively.
Yeah.
And and between Kobe Bryant when he retired, like, so, Kobe, he retired, like he stopped playing basketball. He quit, but like, did he quit like I did? Like, what's the difference between me and Kobe?
Well, Kobe played for decades upon decades, and he went until his body couldn't go. You stopped playing for whatever reason. You stopped. Either you weren't good at it, you didn't love it for whatever reason. I don't really know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kobe loved basketball, and I never really loved basketball. It was cool.
Yeah.
Me and my dad bonded over it when I was growing up, but like I never had that passion for it. So like, did we both? So it was more of me realizing this isn't what I'm gonna do. This is not what I want to do growing up. But Kobe was like, this is what I'm gonna do growing up, and this was
Yeah.
big growing up. He was an all-star. But like,
Hmm.
so you think like it wasn't like a he quit thing or he realized he wasn't supposed to do. It's just like I fulfilled everything I had to give to this game, and now it's just time to stop.
I think he fulfilled everything he wanted to do with this game. And I think at that point his body couldn't take much more anymore. He played for a long time in the NBA. What was it, like almost 20 years? Felt like
It
somewhere
was
around then.
it was at least 20. It might have been 21. I know he came in when he was 18,
Yeah,
and yeah,
he
and
played for a very long time.
mhm.
So he played for a long time. And I think he left when his body couldn't go anymore. He felt what he wanted to, and probably had more passions outside of basketball, like spending time with his family. He wanted to pursue more.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, in the end, like our passions they're a good part of our life. They make our life,
Hmm.
a lot more fulfilling personally, but that's not it. If you just spend all your life like Tom Brady, like chasing after, this title, this as many Super Bowls as you can possibly get. Look who his personal life is right now,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
lost his smoking hot wife.
and you can say whatever you want about Tom Brady. I mean, who knows why his personal life is like it is, but maybe it's because he just isn't stopping from himself from playing the game. Maybe it's just he cares too much about
He,
the game of football.
from his family perspective, it looked like he puts game over his own family. From their perspective, it looked like.
Honestly, yeah, I think it looks like that. It could be whatever going on with Tom
That's
Brady's
probably the viewpoint
kids.
from like Giselle and his kids, is why this all happened.
Yeah.
That's probably their point of view.
Hmm. Well, we'll never know, but yeah, I mean, it's true. Kobe could have gone away from the game for any different reasons. So, Trent, how do we determine what we're made to do? I know you. I mean, let's see. I mean, we're both 18 years old. We probably have no idea, anyways. But how would you think that we would determine what we're made to do?
That's a pretty good question. I would say more so you're trying you're pursuing something you want to do, like with me writing, and you realize like you're pretty good at this. Same way with you pursued, you're really good at writing, you're really good at preaching and this kind of stuff. You realize that you're good at it and you love it. Because I think it's a two combinations you have to have. You have to have love for it and you gotta be good at it. If you're good at it and you don't love it, it's kind of hard to succeed at it. If you love it but you're not good at it, it's also even harder to succeed. So I think just trying whatever it is you're doing, succeeding in it, loving in it, I think that's kind of what determines it, I would
All right.
say.
Yeah, I mean, and so I've been part of one of my New Year's systems to accomplish my goals is I'm trying to feed my mind good food, like,
Mm-hmm.
not feeding my mind a bunch of crap. And part of that is, listening to some Kobe Bryant interviews because, you learn from the best. I think he's
Yeah.
got pretty good stuff to say. And, he says, oh shoot. Yeah, when he was working hard by definition, he's putting in hard work, but it didn't feel like work to him. He loved the game of basketball. And so he was willing, do whatever it took to really just get it done, work
Yeah.
hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you find something and it's like you don't have to pay me a dime to do it, like I just do it because I love it and it feels right. That's where it is.
Oh
That's what
yeah.
golf is for me. Preaching, as you said, I love preaching.
Mm-hmm.
Writing, that's probably closer to a hobby. Uh,
Yeah.
I am an author. Let's see, I published my first book fall of 2021, and it's off Amazon now. I'm republishing it. Should be back out in like a month or two. But it's got a whole series thing, but it's also a hobby. More, I'm not going to pursue writing like you probably will. Uh,
Some degree.
at least to some degree. I know you're.
Yeah.
Yeah, you. I don't think that's what you're going to study in college.
Yeah. I'm probably studying either history or economics. I'm not really sure yet.
Hmm. Uh, so let's say you work on something and you figure out, hey, I just gave my all to this and it's just not going to work. I just was not meant to do this. What's the benefit of giving your all to something just to realize it's not what you were made to do? What you were made to do?
I think the benefit would be that you're still trying to do something. You're still putting an effort to do so. You're willing to pursue with all you have in you. So I think that's kind of the benefit of it. and just like I said, trying something new. It's always good to try something new. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So be it. You're not going to be perfect at everything. Some things won't work out.
It's true. I mean, it also would teach us probably discipline, right? It would help us teach us life lessons when we
Mhm.
find what we're supposed to do. Like we could take those lessons with us to that,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
discipline.
That's a great point right there. I
Mhm.
definitely agree with you on that.
Absolutely. I mean, as I said in my last video, discipline equals freedom.
Mm-hmm.
There's truth to that, man.
Oh, there is definitely truth.
What?
There definitely is a lot of truth in that statement right
Mhm.
there.
So, what do you think? Like for those people out there that like don't know, it's like, do I am I going to quit this if I stop, or is it just like, hey, listen, this is not it? What do you think the mindset of a quitter is?
The mindset of a quitter is, I think, probably would be they just they want to do something, but they don't want to put in all the work in it. They just want to like just half it. Like they say they want to be really good at a sport, but they're not willing to put in the lifting and obviously the workouts and that. They just want to go out there, play the game, and just be great at it without putting in any of the work. I think that's kind of the mindset of a quitter. We're just very weak-minded.
Weak mind.
Don't really know how to work hard and that kind of stuff.
Hmm. That's good. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with you. I mean, quitter is like, so yeah, it's like never really being able to find out, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a thing. That's tough. Like, and so I've had people in my life that like, and they're probably going to leave my life soon. I mean, probably right after we graduate high school,
Mm-hmm.
purely because like they have their own dreams and goals. And as much as I would like for them to stay in my life, it's like, listen, I would rather you like go out, do what you were called to do, at least try and find out if you were there or not. Because I mean, so no, there's a quote. It's in my phone somewhere. I don't have time to look it up right now, but it's like regretting something that you did do, like you can that can be tempered. You can like, kind of brush that under the rug, but
Mm-hmm.
regretting something that you didn't do, that is forever irrecoverable.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good quote right there.
I mean, that's
That
just a
is,
nightmare, like
yeah.
what if? That's the worst question. And
Oh, I hate that so
it's
much. What if?
terrible.
I hate those thoughts of what ifs.
What if this happened? What if it could have worked
Oh,
out if I had just
yeah.
tried, if I, shot my shot, if I had, woke up at 6 a.m., whatever it may be. I mean, it's just that what if that haunts me. And
Mhm.
that's why, I mean, I'm a very action-based dude. I kind of do
Very.
whatever I want. And you've seen that. Yeah,
Yes,
that is
I've seen that in too many examples. There's too many examples to recall.
and it gets me into a lot of trouble sometimes.
It does.
But man, I'll tell you what, it's easier living with like, man, that was
Yeah.
dumb, but I learned a lesson there
Yeah.
than it is like, what if I did that? Would I have made
It,
friends? Would
it
I?
creates great memories too for like me to call back onto you.
Right, because now we're laughing about it.
Exactly.
It's funny.
It's
It's
very
really
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
But so here's one. I'm excited to hear your answer on this because
What?
I kind of know your point of view on this in a vague term.
Oh
Can we
boy.
grow up to be whatever we want?
I would say no because like there's only so because some people are not meant to do everything they want to do. Like this is kind of like really hard for me to really explain, but like we can't just do whatever we want. Like not everyone can be like say everyone wants to be an astronaut. Not everyone can be an astronaut. Some people will, but not everyone can. There's God dang it. Oh,
What happened?
my microphone went out again.
Oh, I mean, the light went off, but like we could still hear you.
God damn. So I was saying like everyone wants to be an astronaut. Not everyone can be that because not everyone has the abilities to be an astronaut and go into space, do the training, everything like that. Now, some people can, but there are just some things you can't always be. You can't always be what you want to be. There are certain limitations that your body and mind has that God has bestowed upon us. So whatever we're meant to be does not necessarily mean that's what we want to be, but that's what God has in store for us, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, you think of like more like Christ above culture where he gives us these talents and we're supposed to use those specific talents to glorify. Like let's say you're not like
Yeah.
if you're public speaking, you're not an extrovert, you're an introvert, and you're just
Yeah.
like, listen, God's not going to tell me to go out on stage and preach and be a missionary, whatever, but He's going to tell me to
Mm-hmm.
glorify Him in some other way.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And I
Yeah.
mean, but do you also believe that, if you have a dream, like you had that dream for a reason, if you had that dream, you have the ability to achieve it?
I guess in some levels you have the ability to achieve it. Like, uh,
But it might not be the best option.
and yes, that's what I was kind of get at.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, that's a tough question.
It is.
That's a
That's
really
a very
tough
good
question.
question.
Hmm. It's tough to like look at somebody and say, "Listen, dude, you can't do this. You're
Yeah.
not. This is not in the cards for you." And it's hard for someone to
Hmm.
look at themselves and say that. It's like, "Listen, you're not going to play basketball when you grow up. All right,
Yeah.
you're a better golfer than you are a football player.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's tough to
Well,
like."
for me, like not doing football growing up, I didn't have the ability to do that. But
Mhm.
you're better to say I like politics or history or something like that.
Oh yeah, you tear it up on the history and economics scale, huh?
Hmm.
Man, I remember. This is yeah. Never. I remember one time last year and on a history test. I got you. Never. I'll never let you live it down.
One time.
One time. I'll
After
take
like
one
what,
time.
10
I'll
tests,
take
10
one time.
tests?
Listen,
I
if you
forget
beat
how
me,
many other tests besides that one, by the way.
listen, if you beat
Like
me in a round
10.
of golf, would you let me hear the end of it?
No, I would not.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Dang it.
So you see where I'm coming from.
Yes.
All right. So I got this last question. Unless you got more to add after it.
All right.
Are there basic things everyone should do no matter what they're created for? Or is there a basic like, listen, this should be like everybody can kind of do this on a certain level?
I think everyone can put their all into anything they do. I think
Okay.
everyone has the ability to do that. Or what else? They could probably also like do it in a way to glorify God. I would say, like everyone has the ability to glorify God whenever they do. Because
Okay.
I don't think everyone does that, unfortunately. But I think everyone has the ability to do everything for God and they know God. That would be my answer, I would say.
All right. Do you think everyone would have the ability to like? I mean, of course, you got people that are disabled. But like, do you think people should still like be able to like not maybe not go to the gym, but somewhat be active? You know, what I mean, you got games for people in wheelchairs.
Yeah,
I can when I'm scrolling through social media, occasionally I'll see this guy doing pull-ups and he doesn't have legs.
yeah.
Now
I
you
think
get someone paralyzed, like Stephen Hawking or something. Yeah, he's not going to go and run a marathon. But
yeah.
like, do you think on a basic level for most people, except for the very very rare exceptions, do you think on some level they should be able to do stuff like be physical, go for a run here
Be
and there?
be someone active, or they can be like active in their mind. Like Stephen Hawking was very active in his mind.
He's very smart.
Yeah, he got some things wrong, especially when it comes to religion. He got that pretty wrong, I would argue. But other than that, he was a pretty smart philosopher. Other than that, I would say
Yeah,
he was very active and physical in his mind. I think people like him can be very active in his mind if they can't be physical. So like everyone can be active in some way, either physical or mentally, or in some cases both, like
I
you and
agree.
me.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, I mean, we got to, keep growing. That's the thing
Mhm.
and that's the idea of a new year. Like, this is a year of growth. This is a year of takeover. Like, I'm
Yes,
be unrecognizable at the end of this year.
especially after these last few years of just
Oh yeah, I mean, well, we also like have just like are wrapping up with high school. If you go from your freshman year to your senior year without significant growth, you didn't go through high school. Like
yeah,
or you wasted it.
yeah. I would say more so waste.
It was a waste. If you go through high school and you didn't really grow that much, you wasted high school, man. Like,
Yeah.
4 years you're not getting back.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, man, I mean, yeah, this was good right here. See,
Yeah.
this is the kind of stuff I want to talk to you
Yeah.
about, and I would love to have you, keep coming back on here.
Oh, I'd love to come back on this. I
Oh
would
yeah,
love to.
we got more topics, we got more things to discuss.
Yeah.
Limitless, man.
Oh,
Our
there's so many conversations we could have on this.
Oh yeah, I mean, and heck, not even just this. We'll probably be sitting there on lunch one day, and we'll have a conversation. We should take this to Luke's YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, it really wouldn't surprise me that often, that much, if that was the
Hmm.
case.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, do you have anything else to add? Do you have anything?
Unfortunately, I do not. Not that I
Nothing,
can think of.
nothing more. I mean, wow. I mean, I can't believe the conversation between us, ended so quickly.
I know. That's pretty rare.
It is pretty rare. We talk a lot, man. It's always
Yeah.
good, always fun.
Oh, always.
Man, I tell you what, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on here.
It's been an absolute pleasure to be on here, man.
Yeah, man. I hope we can do it more.
Oh, we definitely will. We
100%,
oh
man.
we will. I have to. I'll force my way onto your YouTube channel again. We're going to do this again. We will do this again.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll put the word out there. I'll give
Yeah.
people a little sample, and then
Hmm.
I'll post it. It'll be posted tomorrow at noon. So
All right.
we go back to school tomorrow. So
Oh yeah.
we'll be sitting there at
Dang
lunch. Our
it.
classmates will be like, "Hey, check this out, guys."
Oh yay! It's school tomorrow.
Oh,
Yay!
yeah, no, it's a little 2 weeks. Well, thankfully, next year we'll be in college, and it's more like a month.
Yeah.
It's true. Well,
Excited for.
man, I'll see you tomorrow. Always a
All right.
pleasure.
I will see you
Can't
tomorrow, man.
can't wait, brother.
Can't wait.
All right. Hey,
Thank
be
you for
good,
having
man.
me again.
Anytime, man. Welcome. You're welcome back anytime.
Great. All right.
Seahawks.
See ya.